Okay, check it. Bring it in. Because I don't know how good the sound carries, so.
Actually carries pretty good, dude.
Yeah, it does carry pretty good, but I want to make sure that, you know, nothing gets missed.
Yeah, man. Here we are, another day, another dollar. Well, not for me in this case, but still.
Yeah. He's jobless. He's working on it,
Anyway, we are here to tell you our incredibly gripping story of last night, and we don't care if you find it funny, but we find it funny as shit. Well, you want to start, or should I start?
I'll start.
Alright.
So anyway, last night I get home from working security. I get home shortly after midnight, right? It's about half hour out of town, 20 minutes out of town, so
right.
I get home. He's sitting he actually scares the shit out of me. I come in, I see the light on in the computer room from the driveway, and so I rush up, you know, and I tend to just strip when I get home. Not
yeah, he puts on this little show where he's like dancing around, but he doesn't really like strip. We don't see any actual nudity, so no. It's alright.
But yeah, it's just kind of for fun, and I don't even really care who's watching. But I ran up and started stripping. There was nobody in the computer room, but the lights were on. I was like, what? And his computer was on, but the account wasn't logged in. So I was like, I figured, you know, maybe he just forgot he had turned on his computer and turned the light on, but forgot that he had been in here and went to bed.
Yeah.
So I was like, I reached and I turned off the light, and then he jumps out of the frickin' closet and scares the shit out of me.
That was funny as hell because I knew you would do that too. Like, I know Jeremy better than anybody knows him, and the first thing he does when he gets home, besides, you know, take off his shoes, of course, is come up to the computer room, especially when he sees the light on there. So I had the genius idea to hide in the closet and scare the shit out of him. Man, he should have seen his face. So that was the first event in our very eventful night, but it doesn't stop there. It just keeps getting more and more bizarre and funny as the night progresses. So, do you want to continue, or should I continue?
You can go on for the next one, and then I'll...
Well, anyway, I was sitting on my computer. Jeremy's like, well, I asked him if he's going to go to bed, and he's like, no, not right away. And then I asked him what he's doing. He's like, well, I'm actually hungry, so I want to go to 7-Eleven. Do you want to come? I'm like, sure. We'll go for a walk. So, he takes a shower, I finish up whatever I'm doing on the computer, and we head out the door. Normally, this would be uneventful for us because we do this regularly, and just nothing really special about it.
Yeah, it's a regular thing, just heading down to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so we get to 7-Eleven, nothing really stupid or silly happens or anything like that, and we're walking around inside. I say hi to the guy that works there because I know him. He's both our friend Barb's boyfriend. Should we use his name? This is being posted on the internet, so we don't want to use any names that are...
Yeah, we'll call him Bamo's Beau.
Yeah, Bamo's boyfriend. Jeremy has no idea who this guy is, so this is a first for him. We're leaving, and I say bye to the guy, and Jeremy's like, bye, and then I fill him in outside afterwards on who he is. And he's like,
no, I didn't just say bye. I went on to a rant. I told him, yeah, we're bored, we're walking around town. We're probably going to go to Max now. Max is another 24-hour convenience store that's on the street. I like telling this total rant on what's going on. I have no idea who this guy is at this point. And then we leave the store, and then he gives me the freaking 411 on who this guy is. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah, anyway, yeah. So I fill him in who he is. He says cool, and we continue on our way down the street. We're just being loud and obnoxious like we usually are at that time in the morning. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, so we really
No, it wasn't 3:30. It was about 3:20 when we got home. So it was probably about... we must have been Max for a while there. It must have been shortly before 2 o'clock by this point.
Yeah, around 2. We'll say 2-ish.
Yeah, about 2-ish.
Just for sake of time continuation here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we walk down the street. We get to Mac's store, and we go inside. And we're like, okay, let's look for something to eat. Jeremy goes and looks at the subs, and I'm looking around, and I'm continuing to look at the subs, and Jeremy kind of wanders off for a second. I have no idea what he was doing. And I'm looking, and I'm looking.
I strikes up a conversation
with the sales clerk.
Yeah.
And this guy just goes on and on. He's like, you can tell he's like lonely and desperate for a friend here. He has no idea who the hell we are, and he's like bleeding his life story out to us.
That was a story about his wife and how she's working 2 jobs. They never get to see each other. Goes on telling us a story about this guy that he knows in Calgary who you could trust in his home, but he would get contracted to jobs, and he would just construction sites, and he would rob the people.
And that was not the really funny, amusing part. The funny, amusing part happened afterwards, after we left. But before we get to that,
oh yeah,
we buy our stuff, and we leave the store or whatever, and then we go all this out of the store, and both me and Jeremy noticed that while we were talking to this guy, he had like a severe lazy eye, so one eye was going this way.
It wasn't just one severe lazy eye, it was both. They were like this. Fucking Captain Fisheye.
Captain Fisheye. It's like one-eye vision. So we make fun of it or whatever, and we're going to walk back home. But something didn't really settle right with me. Like, for some reason, I had this sneaking suspicion that this guy was lying to us about something. Because when we were going to leave the store the first time before buying the subs,
he had said that
we told him that we were going to
head down to Tim Hortons.
Head down to Tim Hortons
because they're also open 24/7. But he had said that they aren't.
Yeah, he told us they were closed, and there was no point in walking over there. So I kind of thought in the back of my head that maybe this guy was lying because he had this sort of shifty way about him. I don't know how to explain it. I'm really good at picking up people who are lying, so...
See, I thought that the shiftiness might have just been a result of the fish eyes.
That's reason enough.